Welcome back to Zeepkist, and the second episode of Zeepkist Track Review and Fix. We have two tracks to review today, so let's get right into it with our first track, Grove Groove by Kerncobb. Let me start off by saying that this is a beautiful, simple track. It is quite fun to play, however it can be challenging in some spots, which might deter certain players from playing it. But we'll get into that a bit later when we fix it. This track doesn't need much to fix it, however there are a few things that even the most experienced builders may miss when building a track. But let's do a quick run to show you guys how this track plays, and then we'll get right into fixing it. The first thing I wanted to fix was this starting line, and bring it into more of a flat style, with the same aesthetic as before. So I actually made this custom starting line to fit into this build. Next I wanted to add guidelines to all these odd jumps that have different lines to get you where you need to go. These particular dots were made by using the intangible sphere, scaling them down and painting them a neon color so that way they'd stand out against the track. My hope is that adding these dots will help players better understand the line as they go through the track so they can learn it better and faster. As you can see, I only had to add them to 3 sections of the track, which actually isn't that bad. But I did find it necessary to add them in these sections as it was pretty easy to crash otherwise without knowing the line that you needed to take. The next thing I wanted to do was fix this turn right here to make it more of a straight jump, as you can see here, to lower the difficulty level of making it to the next corner. The last fix that I did was extend this part of the track out by 1 block to increase reaction time before the chicane before the last corner. Anyways, let's go ahead and test this out and see what you guys think of my fixes. Overall, this was already a great track, but I hope that the fixes that I did made this an even better track. Let me know down in the comments if I could have done something better, or if I missed something that you think should have been changed. Let's move on to the next track. Rock Valley Run by Evil Me. This track is a lot of fun to play, and when I say a lot of fun, I mean a lot of fun. It is smooth, easy to complete, although it was a little confusing at the beginning when I was learning to play it because there is a lack of signage that I'll get into later. But overall, I would not mind seeing this in a lobby and playing it over and over and over again. There are only just a few minor things that I need to fix on this level to make it even better and more competitive in open lobbies. Let's go ahead and take a look at a run through of this level, and then we'll get right into fixing it. The first thing I wanted to fix was the lack of signage on this rollover section, as it made it very confusing when learning how to play this track. So I added a quick sign to the left and made the entrance to the tunnel a little bit more clear, making this a lot easier to play. I might be nitpicking a little bit here, but I do like to make the landings of jumps a little bit more clear. So I wanted to add these poles on the left and right of the landing to make it more clear on where you need to jump. The next thing I fixed, which was actually pretty important, was the entrance to the tunnels here. I shortened down the entrance to make it a lot easier to enter in, so that way you didn't hit the right section of the track. Right after that, I added 3 arrowed boosters right before the entrance to the tunnels, all at 180 speed and 1 force, to minimize the effects of booster RNG, which we'll get to in a minute. Both of the Omni boosters on this track were set to 3 force, which can lead to booster RNG, which basically can potentially add extra force to the Zeep cart, accelerating it past the desired speed. So for both of the Omni boosters, I lowered them down to 1 force to minimize the effects of booster RNG and make this track more competitive. For this last section of track, I did notice that there was a pretty large cut possible, even with the preventative measures that the map maker put in place with the extra barriers and overgrown trees on the right. So let's just add an extra checkpoint after the corner and remove the barriers to clean this area up and completely remove the chance of any shortcuts being possible on this track. After I finish this up, let's go ahead and give this track a test and see how it feels now, and then we'll get into our final thoughts. I think that this was already a great level, but I think we were able to take it to the next level by making it a little bit more competitive and easier to learn. Please let me know down in the comments if I missed anything or if you think I could have done something better to fix this level even more. We were able to take a look at and fix 2 really great levels today. These videos take a long time to record, edit, and voice over, so please support me in my efforts by liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already. I also left a link for my coffee down in the description below if you feel like leaving a donation. That is all for now, and I'll see you guys next time.